This lesson takes a look at two functions, index and match. Now these can be used in numerous situations. We're going to demonstrate it, how you can use it to overcome problems when you're using a VLOOKUP. If you need to see a video on VLOOKUP, then search it out on our channel, you'll find it, and it's recommended you view that video before you watch this one. If you use a vertical lookup to look up information in a data table, then you'll know one problem you have is that you can only gather information to the right of what you're looking up. Now we have a problem here in that if we were looking up the product ID, which we can see is here in this column C, if we want any information using a VLOOKUP, we can only move to the right. The information that we actually want is to the left, so we can't use the vertical lookup. However, we can use a combination of index and match. Index, you can specify a numerical value to tell it where to look, either down or across a sheet. The match function word will allow you to find something and return its numerical value. So for example, if I asked it to find the code MX800, it could tell me which number row it's in. So because they both work in opposites, we can combine the both of these to give us an alternative to a vertical lookup. So I want to use this sheet here. I've got a drop down menu here that I can choose a particular product code, and when I choose a product code I want to know the price. Once again, we can't use the VLOOKUP because the product code is here, the price is to the left. VLOOKUPs can only move to the right. So what we can do here is we can use a combination of index and match. Let's first of all demonstrate these on their own. The index, if we type equals index open bracket, now we're only interested in the first one. You'll see we've got two different help attributes below this. We only want the top one, the other one is covered in later courses. It's asking for an array, a row number, and potentially a column number. Now let me demonstrate this. If I was to highlight these items here and then do comma, and then it's asking for a row number. If I was to put a 2 and enter at that point, it will return the second item in that array, which is the Sony headphones. So by specifying a number, it will return what's in that an array or selection. The match works in reverse. We give it the name of something and it'll tell us the position. So if we did equals match open bracket, you can see the bubble help, the lookup value. Well, say if I'm looking up the Sony headphones, comma, the lookup array, in other words, where will I find it? Well, you'll find it in this area here, comma. We have a choice here similar to the lookups, less than, exact match, greater than. I want an exact match. In other words, can you find Sony headphones and nothing other than Sony headphones? So if I put a 0 for an exact match, there's it complete, and it tells us Sony headphones is the second one in the list. So we can use a combination of these. If we click here, we want to find the price. So the first thing we do is we type equals index open bracket. Now the array, now this is always going to be what it is you want displayed. Now we want the price, so what I'm going to do is to say my array is going to be this area here, comma. It then says which row number do you want. If I specify row 1, it'll give me £300. If I specify row 2, it'll give me 345. But of course at this point I don't know which one I want until somebody chooses it from here. I'm then going to use the match function nested inside here. So instead of typing a number such as 3, I want the match function mode to give us that number. So we type match open bracket. The lookup value, what am I looking up? Well, I'm actually looking up the code that's in A12, comma. The lookup array, where will I find that? Well, you'll find that code somewhere in this range here, comma, and I want an exact match for that code. Close the bracket for match. I'll then close the bracket for index. Enter that, and now you'll see that when I choose a code in A12, it gives me the correct price. And that's a combination of index and match.